If you really look back in hindsight, they're just flat out ignorant. Okay, I'm just gonna get right to it. When you meet someone who has cancer, had cancers, going through cancer, going through treatment, whatever the case may be, there are certain things you just don't say. It's not helpful, and I understand that sometimes people stumble and don't really know what to say when they come across a person, but there are certain things that if you really look back in hindsight, they're just flat out ignorant. So this video is really to kind of help folks be a little bit more mindful, and then just to validate those of us, including myself, who have experienced people telling them these kinds of things on their journey and kind of how it makes us feel.
Quick disclaimer, not every single one of these statements or, whatever has ever been said to someone makes each of us feel the same way. Some of these statements did not make me feel bad, and some of these statements have made other cancer patients, survivors feel bad. We are all different, and I'm not saying that if you have said this before, you are a terrible person. What I'm trying to say is be mindful, because it can be hurtful. There are other things that are important to think about as well, timing as well as your tone. So again, just a quick disclaimer, if you have said these things before, doesn't make you a terrible person, but you really should think before you say it again.
1, you have the good cancer. Are you kidding me? What is good cancer? Since when is cancer good? Now, in my research, I find that people who have said this think what they're saying is that at least maybe the mortality rate of breast cancer is not as high, or whatever it is that they're thinking. But there is no such thing as good cancer. Cancer is cancer. And people die from cancer, whether it's breast cancer, melanoma cancer, thyroid cancer, cervical cancer. People die from cancer. 1 out of 3 women who are diagnosed with early breast cancer are going to die from breast cancer. So please do not tell a person who has been diagnosed with breast cancer, at least they have the good cancer. There is no such thing. I've even heard some people say that about thyroid cancer, because, oh, they can just remove it. Are you kidding me? There's no such thing as good cancer. So please don't say that. 2, at least you're getting a free boob job. First, it is not a boob job. A mastectomy is not the same as a breast augmentation. That is first and foremost. Second, it's not free. Insurance is covering it, or we're slapped with a bill that's in the thousands, up to $30,000. Okay, so a mastectomy is not a boob job. We don't have any breast tissue. The process of reconstructing is not like a breast augmentation where you just go in and you get new implants. No, first they have to chop off your boobs. They have to remove all the tissue. They have to hopefully remove all the cancer. Then you've either got to stay flat for months, or you have to have, what are those things called? Or you have to have coconut feeling, painful expanders in your chest for months that are extremely uncomfortable, that you can barely sleep. That is not a boob job.
I just really need you guys to see the difference between a mastectomy and a breast augmentation.
And I can go into it, and I'm going to talk about the differences in a later video, but please stop telling people that are going through breast cancer that they are getting a free boob job. It's not even free, okay? Whew. I'm having a hot flash, guys. Whew. The joys of being in menopause. 3, I thought chemo was supposed to make you skinny. No, not really. Actually, the majority of us actually gain weight. So chemotherapy drugs contain steroids, and those steroids do what? They plump us up. I gained about 13, 14 pounds going through treatment. I've been able to lose about 80% of that, but not all of us lose weight. There are some people who just do lose weight because your appetite does change. And most of us who are going through treatment, we're not eating more, but we're gaining weight from the steroids because the fluids are pumped into us and we plump up. So please stop assuming that people who are going through treatment are going to be skinny. That is not the case for everyone. 4, approaching me or anyone else with breast cancer and saying that my aunt just died from breast cancer, or my aunt's sister's cousin who lives across the way, who shops at Walgreens, she just died from breast cancer too. I don't want to know that. I have no eyebrows, I have no hair, I have no taste buds, I'm sick, I'm nauseous, my body aches, I'm in pain, I'm scared for my life, I already think I'm gonna die. You don't have to validate that. 5, maybe you shouldn't do chemo. I actually had someone tell me, well, the person who told me this, his instruction, and he's a pastor, was, oh, no, you stop that chemo right now. When someone is going through a life and death situation, there is a way to approach a person. First of all, unsolicited advice, not needed. And if I do ask you for advice, please be mindful of your tone, your timing, and how you approach me with information. I probably could consider myself a conspiracy theorist, and I understand that there are some things out there about the whole cancer thing and chemotherapy, and I also recognize that there are other ways of treating cancers. But please don't tell me in the midst of me going through treatment or trying to figure out how do I survive, don't do chemotherapy. Not helpful. 6, saying that it must run in your family. As I've said in earlier videos, 80% of breast cancers are not related to genetics. And so there's an 80% chance that the person you're speaking with, it does not run in their family. So please don't be insensitive and just assume that they were just going to have cancer just because it runs in their family. Doesn't run in my family, and 80% of the time it's not going to run in the family of the person that you meet. Genetics only plays 5 to 10% of breast cancer cases. 7, telling someone to just get over it. No. Listen, I don't care who you are, how you're related to the person who's going through treatment. Don't ever tell someone to just get over it. It is not helpful. Like, why would you tell someone, just get over it, it was just breast cancer, or you're fine now? Listen, every person who goes through treatment, even after chemotherapy, for years we are going through symptoms and side effects that don't disappear overnight. Like 10 years later, women are still experiencing the residual effects of their treatment. You cannot get over it. The best way that I've ever heard having cancer explained is someone holding a gun to your head and you're waiting for the trigger to be pulled. Even if a person is not experiencing side effects, which doesn't exist, the fact that we go through this turmoil every day of, is this cancer back? Ouch, my back hurts. Is that from the gym, or is the cancer in my spine? Oh my God, I'm feeling fatigue. Am I just tired, or has the cancer metastasized? Imagine having to live your life like that every single day and you expect someone to just get over it? No. And 8, telling someone maybe you should wear a wig to cover the fact that you are bald. Yes. Someone did say this to me, and my response was, I'm not ashamed. 2, I didn't ask for cancer. And 3, I don't care if I'm bald. This is a sign of my fight, and I'm going to fight. Now, sometimes we choose to wear wigs. Sometimes we choose to wear scarves. Sometimes we choose to wear both. I did do scarves, or I wore my head bald. Some women always wear wigs. Some women don't do anything. It is our choice. Never tell a woman or a man who is going through treatment what they should and should not do as it relates to their appearance. It's already hard enough that we lose our hair, our eyebrows, how we look, our skin changes. Sometimes if you're melanated, your skin gets darker. All of those things happen, and it is not your right to tell us how to appear when we leave the house. That's all I have to say. 8 things you don't tell someone who is going through breast cancer. Till next time.